Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Abby Max. On this week's show, we have this.
She's faking paralysis from the neck down? What, to get attention? I'm not sure.
All that and more right here on New Mexico Rising. We're getting an early look at what's shaping how we live at home, work, and even clean up after ourselves. CES 2026 officially kicks off this week in Las Vegas, and tech expert Andrea Smith has already seen what's coming. From smarter homes to next-gen gadgets designed to make everyday life a little easier. Andrea, great to have you with us. Now tell us everything.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. I am so excited to tell you about the trends that I am seeing at this show. AI and robotics are what we are seeing everywhere, and I really love that they're showing up in a very useful way. So let me walk you through some. This Govee Life Smart Nugget Ice Maker Pro can make ice in 6 minutes, and it makes up to 60 pounds of ice. It is quiet. It has AI noise guard technology in it that helps eliminate the loud noises caused by evaporator freeze-ups. It's a common issue with other machines, but it's also super smart, so it can schedule ice to be ready before your guests even arrive. Robot vacuums are getting so much smarter in a very real way. This Roborock Saros 20, great example. It's got a chassis that lifts it up to go over thresholds and then, of course, drops back down for powerful suction on hard floors and carpeting. It's basically maintenance-free. It learns your home, and it just makes its own smart decisions. And then, of course, laptops. This is the Acer Swift Edge 14 AI. These laptops now do so much. This has a 21-day battery life. It's got AI boost in it, so it's going to make you work smarter. It works smarter for you. But the really cool thing is it's got a 3K OLED touch display with a matte finish that cuts glare by about 95%.
If viewers want to learn more about these brands and what's launching at CES, where should they go?
They can head to the brands on their websites to get more info on all of the products they're launching at the show this year. And you can follow my CES tech coverage at techlicious.com.
Andrea, thank you for coming on the show and giving us a sneak peek.
Thank you so much.
Do you ever start the year feeling so motivated to eat better? Like, this is the year. And then a few weeks in, you're standing in the kitchen holding a cupcake, asking yourself if carbs are actually your enemy? Between GLP-1 medications, low-carb trends, and about 1 million options online, a lot of people are just trying to figure out what healthy eating actually looks like in real life, where meals still taste good and nobody's crying over dinner. So here to help us keep things realistic and delicious is Kelly Jones, a board-certified specialist in sports dietetics. She's sharing simple nutrition tips and easy meal ideas that don't require giving up tortillas, which is honestly the dream. Welcome, Kelly. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here this time of year when everyone has this all or nothing mentality, and then you crash and burn and you're trying again next January. So we want to make sure that people can have habits that they sustain.
Right, absolutely. A lot of people make nutrition goals in the new year and then, like you said, hit that moment where they're like, okay, I need this to be, I don't know, livable. Right. What advice helps people stick with healthy eating long term without feeling totally deprived?
Yeah, so your eating choices shouldn't just be livable. They should all be enjoyable. And, of course, there's not a perfect meal scenario all the time, but we think about actually incorporating new goals, including new foods. We want to choose options that we can include for the rest of our life. So it's easier when you have food that's not just nutrient dense, but also actually tastes good and is craveable. And then on top of that is easy to prepare so it fits in with our busy lifestyles.
And we're hearing a lot about GLP-1 medications right now. How are they changing the way people should think about meals and getting enough nutrition, especially when appetite can be different?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of people do, see help with these medications, but they do have challenges. The appetite suppression effect that people are looking for can actually increase the risk of nutrient deficiencies. And a couple of things we want to think about outside of micronutrients are fiber and protein. Protein's really great to help maintain muscle mass if that's a concern. And then fiber is really important for our gut health. And with protein and fiber, you want more nutrition per bite, so nutrient density in other ways too. Now, the good news is even if you're not considering those medications, those are nutrients we really want to maximize and optimize throughout the day in our diet, no matter what our health goals are.
So you're highlighting some really simple recipes today, which we love because nobody has time for a 40-step dinner.
No.
How do Mission Foods' Better For You tortillas make it easier to put meals together at home without sacrificing flavor?
Right. So I mentioned fiber, and most Americans are not meeting their fiber needs. And with Mission Foods, they have a Better For You line, including their zero net carb spinach wraps and their low carb, carb balance traditional tortillas that are an excellent source of fiber. But again, most importantly, they taste good and they actually have the texture that you're looking for in a tortilla. So then you can make this swap at home. Everyone loves tortillas. They're versatile. You can use them at any meal. They're always on hand to increase your fiber intake and something that you can really commit to long term.
So eggs also always seem to come up in the protein conversation.
Yes.
Why are they such a great option, especially for busy families who need something quick, filling, and not complicated?
Absolutely. So eggs are going to give you that protein, but it's a nutrient dense source of protein, right? So you're getting other vitamins, minerals, and things like that in there. But with something like Eggland's Best, you actually do get more nutrition per bite with your eggs because they feed their hens a proprietary, high quality vegetarian diet that increases the nutrient content of the egg itself. Less saturated fat, 6 times the vitamin D, and double the omega-3 compared to a regular egg.
You know, I wasn't hungry until you started talking.
Right. But when we're thinking about these two easy foods, they marry together so well and there's so many options. I'm hungry standing here too. I'm going to have to grab some of these tacos afterwards. But breakfast tacos are great any time of day. You can make this in under 10 minutes and customize it for your family. Whip up some of the eggs, have different toppings like black beans. You can add a little bit of cheese here on top. Again, less than 10 minutes, nutritious, filling, ready to go. These little spinach pinwheels are beautiful. We like to eat with our eyes, right? And if you just mix some of the eggs with some shrimp, vegetables in a skillet, roll it up with some pesto. You've got a great lunch at home, or it travels well on the go too. So you can take it to work. And then for meal preppers, or maybe you should be meal prepping a little bit, burritos for the freezer, okay? Make a big batch, roll them up, wrap them individually, and then throw them in the air fryer or microwave on a really busy morning, and you've got good nutrition on the go.
You know what? I think I'm going to leave here and head to your studio. Those look great.
Yes, we'd love to serve you.
And for viewers at home who want more meal ideas or recipes that don't feel boring, where can they go for more information?
Of course, head to missionfoods.com for recipes like these and more information.
Well, Kelly, thank you for the life and the taste bud saving tips today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Do you ever notice how hosting at home keeps changing every year? From what people are serving to how they're bringing guests together, entertaining looks a little different as we head into 2026. So joining us today is Joseph Carr, founder of Josh Cellars. He's here with the biggest at-home entertainment trends we're seeing for the year ahead. Welcome to the show, Joseph. How are you, my friend?
I am fantastic. Thank you. It's great to be here.
And thanks for being here. As we're kicking off 2026, what are some of the entertaining trends that you're seeing people lean into this year?
Well, 2026, guess what? That's America's 250th anniversary. And that's going to be amazing. There's going to be lots of events, lots of parties, lots of things, and people are going to want to try American wines. And Josh Cellars is now considered one of America's most beloved wine brand. And it's a company that I started with my wife in our garage of all places. And our desk was a picnic table. And I made wine inside another person's winery for over 5 years. It's the American dream. It embodies that story and that journey. And 2026 is going to be about entertaining.
So are you noticing any changes when it comes to like beverage choices or drink options at gatherings?
Yeah, well, it's January, so dry January is a trend that's out there right now. People are kind of, stepping on the brakes, coming off of holidays, and we recognized that a couple of years ago. And we actually have a winery in Italy, north of Venice, where we make Josh Cellars Prosecco. And we thought, hey, why don't we try to make an NA sparkling wine? And we did. And it is fantastic. It tastes just like our regular Prosecco. And that's a trend where people are, they'll try it alone, or they'll make mocktails out of it. And that's something, especially among young people, is a big trend, and we recognize that. We're involved with it.
Honestly, I'm there. I've been trying to reduce my alcohol intake, and that sounds wonderful. So beyond food and drinks, what other shifts are you seeing in how people are hosting and entertaining at home?
Well, let me put it this way. When you're a wine producer, you become very popular. So I entertain a lot. And the one thing that I realized is, you got to make it easy. You got to make it fun. Forget the 10 course tasting menu. Put together a charcuterie board. Put together a buffet. Have a wine station. I'll put out different types of wine because Josh Sellers makes Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Pinot Noir is great for a holiday or an event. We make a new wine called Sea Swept, which is a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio, and that is just amazing at parties. We're doing spritzes this year because we have Prosecco, NA, and we're coming out with a new sparkling wine called Sea Swept Sparkling out of Northern California. And that's going to be that's going to be my daytime drink. Okay. And that's what I'm going to take to the beach.
I love that. All right, Sea Swept. I kind of also like this idea of getting to know the people around you a little more than trying to show off how well you know the wine. I like that. It's a good way to go. So if viewers want to learn more, where is the best place to go?
Okay, we'll go on joshsellers.com. Check out our Instagram feed. It's really cool. Lots of young and fun things going on there. You can also go on YouTube. I've had about 10 million views on YouTube when it talks about the story, the journey, about my dad, Josh, and these handcrafted wines that we make. And we're celebrating America's 250th anniversary.
Joseph Carr, I want to thank you for joining me today and sharing your wine with us a little bit.
You got it. Thank you.
It's bowl season, and when you mix college football, a matchup between the University of Louisville and the University of Toledo, with comedian Keegan-Michael Key and a whole lot of beans, you get one thing: fun.
The first ever Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans was a simmering success. The first 2,000 fans who brought a can of Bush's beans to the stadium traded it for free entry into the game's MV Bean section, with every can donated to support local families in need. Actor and maestro Keegan-Michael Key says beans and football make a great game day pair.
There's this kind of warm family traditional feeling about this particular company, about Bush's, and it's part of why they wanted to identify themselves with a bowl game, because it's another very traditional warm thing, especially in December, right? They went above and beyond in regard to branding and being a sponsor.
Fans enjoyed a pregame bean bash, and during the game, fans sported Bush's Beans All Over bucket hats, turning the stadium into a literal bowl of beans. And waiting for the victor, a trophy full of slow-simmered baked beans to share in celebration. Congrats to the Louisville Cardinals. Find recipes and more online at bushesbeans.com.
Do you ever watch a true crime story and think, there's no way that this could be real? And then it is. Then the idea of that is the idea behind the brand new season of A Curious Case Of, a series that digs into bizarre, stranger than fiction cases filled with twists, deception, and shocking outcomes. So joining us today is Beth Karras, veteran legal analyst and former prosecutor who helps break down what really happened and why these stories still matter. Welcome to the show, Beth. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Excited about too.
Happy New Year to you. And before the break, I was saying, I love the show. It's great. It's interesting. It's because, a lot of these true crime drama stories always is this person murdered this baby, and it's dark, it's demented, and it kind of goes into these, deep tales of, blood, guts, and people that are just doing horrible, horrible things. But this show, okay, and not to just keep gushing about it, it goes into something a little different. It does have the true crime. It has some weird tales. It has some stories. First season, loved it to death. But you investigate things that are a little different and not just blood, guts, and watch these people kill things that were innocent all from the start.
You know what? You hit the nail on the head. That why this series resonates with a lot of men who are kind of get turned off to a lot of blood and guts and murder, right? It's a largely female audience. It skews female, I should say. But I'm hearing from husbands and boyfriends saying, there's a show that I can watch that's crime or crime adjacent, as we say, that I can watch with my girlfriend or my wife and enjoy it. So we're not looking at murders, but we're looking at weird, bizarre behavior, as you said. It's deceitful, it's fraudulent, could be cults, it's something's wrong here. What is it, a crime? What is the crime? Sometimes it's clear there's a crime, but it's like somebody gets away with a deception or a fraud for a long time. It's like I marvel at what people do and get away with.
Yeah, I think I'd be a little nervous if I'm sitting down and relax and my wife is getting super excited about a murder drama of someone killing their husband. Yeah, that's I can understand that situation. But okay, you really choose some wild and interesting tales and stories. How do you pick? How do you find these?
So, there's a team of us, and I'm part of that team who look for the stories. I mean, stories come to me, but we also we scan the internet. We might listen to some podcasts. Maybe people we know. There's a story I've been pitching of somebody I know who had. I don't want to give away the punchline, but it's not in this series. But he was missing for a long time, and people thought he was abducted by aliens. Turns out that wasn't the case. Anyway, they're weird, twisted stories, and we just find them, in life, on the internet, newspapers, friends, people we know. We listen to reports.
All right, and this season, what are some of the highlights? Anything big that we should be looking out for? What's something we can look forward to in the season? What's the elevator pitch this time?
So, well, the finale is a good one, right? And it's called The Corpse That Came to Dinner. Okay, I just leave it at that. It's a weird story. 91-year-old woman found with 2 corpses at home, unbombed corpses. So that was weird. It's like, it's got to be a crime here somewhere, but it was her husband and her twin sister. Like, she loved them. She cared for them. Is it really a crime? So that's the finale. So you got to wait 8 weeks for that one. But the school principal who hypnotized his students, and he wasn't licensed to do it. And there 3 of them tragically die. There's no murders, but they die. The woman who is faking her illnesses, she's faking paralysis from the neck down. What, to get attention? I'm not sure. She fakes being a cancer survivor. She wants people to like her, maybe. I don't know. She fakes pregnancies. These are all over several years. It's very strange behavior that made me angry, having grown up with 2 special needs brothers who died as young adults. That really made me angry that somebody would fake an illness that they don't have just to get people's sympathy. I guess. I'm not really sure. So that's one of the stories. But that was like, what is the crime here? It's not a crime to break someone's heart. It's not a crime to lie unless you're getting a benefit. And that's what did her in. She got a benefit. She got something of value. She got a bicycle. She got a trip. She got some expenses paid to go to a camp for the special needs people. So, I mean, the first episode, right, the green smoothie, guy who practiced medicine without a license was also like, he started life pretty good, making a lot of money with his alkaline diet. But then he took it a step too far. He got too greedy. He started promising people he could cure their cancer. That's what landed him in prison.
As a journalist and someone that has dealt with legal analysts and former prosecutors, what did you learn while working on these projects? And what is something that is a takeaway that you going into this? Okay, these are interesting stories, but what is something that like made you realize, or what did you learn that you want people at home to kind of get while watching this, or just learn while making the project yourself?
I want people to be aware that there are a lot of frauds being perpetrated, not just on the robocalls and the emails you get where people are trying to get into your bank account and get your personal information, but people are out there lying about themselves. I mean, the green smoothie promising, the guy with the smoothies promising he can cure your cancer, the woman faking her paralysis, and she really did fake the counselors. I mean, they thought she was paralyzed. I mean, just it's a cautionary tale to just always be on alert. I don't want people to be distrustful of everyone, but just, you just gotta check things. And if your radar, your gut is telling you something's not right, that's probably the case.
Beth, you are a hero. Thank you for bringing this once again to us. We love this stuff. So,
thank you.
You got to check out new episodes of Curious Case-Up that are airing weekly on Investigation Discovery, with episodes also available streaming on Max. If you're fascinated by true stories that prove reality could be a little stranger than fiction, then this is absolutely one worth watching. Beth, I want to thank you once again for being with us, my friend.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
For a lot of families, gaming is more than just playtime. It's also where kids are talking and connecting with friends. Now Roblox is rolling out a new requirement aimed at keeping those conversations age appropriate. Joining us is Eliza Jacobs, Senior Director of Product Policy at Roblox, to explain how facial age checks work and what parents should know. Welcome to the show, Eliza. How are you?
Thanks so much. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Roblox, what's changing with that online chat for kids and teens and gaming? And how does this matter right now?
Yeah, so as of today, all users, so not just kids, but all users on the platform will need to complete a quick and easy facial age check process in order to access communication features on Roblox. And once they do that, they'll only be able to chat with folks that are in their peer group.
That's great. That's absolutely great. Can you walk us through how that facial age check works? What should families be expecting when their child goes through that process?
Yeah, so this is a quick and easy process. Think of it sort of like unlocking your phone with your face. It takes a few seconds. You go on, you'll move your head left and right. We will estimate your age, and then we'll put you in the right set of defaults and settings to have an age-appropriate experience on Roblox. So you'll only be able to talk to your peers, you'll only be able to play games that are appropriate for your age group, and all of that.
And that might make some parents nervous because of privacy. It's top of mind. What should they know about how their child information is going to be handled?
Yes, I can completely understand as a parent myself why parents might be uncomfortable with this or be worried. So we want to reassure parents that as soon as this age check process is completed and we've estimated the age and gotten that information, we delete those images immediately. So we're not storing them anywhere. We're not using them for anything. We're just doing this age check process to make sure that your kid is having a fun and safe experience on Roblox.
And it doesn't matter what platform, there's always weirdos out there. So what tools are available to help parents manage who their child can communicate with while they're gaming and playing?
Yeah, it's so important to remember that your kids are on more than just Roblox. They're on many platforms. So we encourage you to learn more about everyone's settings. But at Roblox, we have a set of parental controls. So we encourage parents to open their own Roblox account, connect their account to their kid's account, and then they'll have access to the full suite of parental controls. So this is things like controlling who your kids are talking to, what games they're playing, how much screen time they're using, spend controls as well. And there's just lots of visibility into what your kids are doing on the platform that hopefully gives parents peace of mind that they know what's going on in their kids' Roblox experience.
So how do you see this update fitting into Roblox's broader approach to improving safety for some of the younger players?
You know, at Roblox, we've always had a multi-layered approach. We know no single tool is bulletproof. We have to use lots of tools and lots of systems. So we're excited to add this to our multi-layered approach, and we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to roll out new technology as it becomes available. And we're also optimistic that, you know, we are one of the largest gaming platforms, and we're rolling this out today globally. And we're hopeful that other platforms will follow suit. Kids need to be safe, not just on Roblox, but everywhere on the internet. And so we're hopeful that other folks will follow our lead and use this technology in this way.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for doing what you can to help keep our kids safe. Where can parents go if they want to learn more or dig into some of these safety tools that you have provided?
Yeah, parents can go to roblox.com/safety center, where there's lots more information about how to set up parental controls, step-by-step instructions. There's information about facial age checks and tips and tricks about keeping kids safe online. So lots of resources there for parents to dig through.
Eliza Jacobs, I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Do you ever wish you could pull off the perfect diamond heist and just disappear in a cloud of smoke? The new suspense thriller, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, brings the 4 horsemen out of retirement, or maybe 5, we'll find out. There adds a new generation of illusionists and stacks the decks with mind-bending twists, prison breaks, and one very big diamond. Lizzy Caplan is back as magician Lula May, who's suiting up with the horsemen for their wildest caper yet. Lizzy Caplan joins us now. Lizzy, thanks for hanging out with us, my friend. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
All right, the return of Lula May. Fans were buzzing when they realized Lula is back in this movie, kind of right in the middle of a big diamond heist. What was the most exciting part about slipping back into Lula May's world of cons, disguises, illusions, and injuring yourself violently?
Yeah, well, that's pretty much everything. I love playing this character. She's ridiculous. She doesn't shy away from being ridiculous. Her tricks are insane, and her attitude about everything is pretty bonkers. So any excuse to slip back into her shoes, I will happily take. Not to mention, I love all of my castmates so deeply on this one that it just doesn't feel like work when we get to make these movies.
And pushing the magic further, this one feels bigger and let's just say, I guess, twistier.
I agree. I think there's more twists in this one for sure.
From your point of view, how did Now You See Me, Now You Don't raise the stakes compared to some of the earlier films?
Like you say, they just the locations keep getting more wild and far-flung. The thriller itself, the heist itself becomes bigger and bigger. And the performances, I hope, become even more fun to watch as we really settle into like playing these characters now for many, many years.
And you were mentioning some of your favorite people are in this film. We could go through the list, like Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, Isla Fisher, Morgan Freeman,
all great.
Rosamund Pike.
A pluses across the board.
But you got newbies in here: Ariana
Yes.
Greenblatt, Joseph Smith, and Dominic Sessa. Any words about them?
They were amazing. You know, you never know if new people, especially with such a huge generation gap, are going to vibe as well as the rest of us do. And they absolutely did. They fit in seamlessly. They are wonderful additions.
And just to let you know, I don't want to expose myself like this, but I'm a magician. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a magician. So I heard that you guys work with real magicians and consultants behind the scenes. And who were you learning from on this film? And what kind of magic trading looked like for you this time around? And who told you all the secrets?
Yeah, I have to say I had very little magic trading, kind of no magic trading on this third movie. I had to do practice with the doves, releasing doves. But that was kind of it. The rest of them had to go to magic school. They learned a bunch of stuff. I learned stuff on the second movie. I'm not a magician. I didn't keep it up. So now I once again know no magic.
Okay, we won't hold it against you. You do make magic look really cool, because I know magicians and not a lot of them are as cool as you guys, all right? That's how I just got to say.
Hey, listen, thanks.
Why see it in a theater without spoiling any of the twists? What do you hope audiences feel when the credits roll, and why is this kind of the heist movie that really plays best on a huge big screen?
Well, I think that there aren't as many movies these days that feel like they were meant to be watched in a movie theater with an audience of people while you're eating popcorn and just enjoying it with a room full of people. It's one of those movies. It is pure entertainment. It's not for sitting and watching it on your phone, although I guess if you want to do that like down the line, sure. But for your first viewing, you should go to the theater, bring your family, bring your parents, bring your kids. It's genuinely fun for people of all ages. These movies don't come around that often anymore.
Lizzy Caplan, I want to thank you for joining me today. You can catch Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It's in theaters now for Showtime's theaters and more on the film. Head to nowyouseeme.movie and look for the hashtag Now You See Me on social media. Lizzy, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me. Have a good day.
Thank you for tuning in and checking us out here on New Mexico Rising. If you're a fan of the show and want to know what's going on behind the scenes, follow us on social media. We're at New Mexico Rising on Facebook and Instagram. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channels at New Mexico Rising. Thank you again for joining us right here on New Mexico Rising.